Now, just a little earlier, we broke a story about Jaguar Land Rover. The company is saying they're going to pause their shipments into the United States because of Donald Trump's tariffs. Well, it comes after a 25% levy was put in on all foreign cars going into the US on Thursday, and now, of course, that wider 10% tariff, a baseline on goods imported into the UK from around the world, kicked in this morning. Well, our correspondent Becky Johnson is up in Solihull for us. And Becky, afternoon to you. This is a surprise announcement from Jaguar Land Rover to cause this pause, to bring in this pause. And what have they said about what they'll do going forward?
Well, surprising to some, but not surprising to others, given this 25% tariff that car manufacturers now face. I'm about 2 miles away from the massive JLR manufacturing plant in Solihull. We're here in the town centre, where, of course, so many people, their jobs are there. It employs around 10,000 people, and that's not to mention all the people who work in the supply chains. This is causing a significant amount of concern. Now, a spokesperson for JLR confirming this pause in shipments to the US said the USA is an important market for JLR's luxury brands. As we work to address the new trading terms with our business partners, we're enacting our short-term actions, including a shipment pause in April as we develop our mid to longer-term plans. Now, some car industry experts aren't surprised by this because they say many British car manufacturers had been shipping more cars out to the US. They'd speeded up shipments to get ahead of the tariffs. So it could just be the case that JLR has enough cars in the US, got them there ahead of the tariffs to sell them for the next month. But this will inevitably, as I say, be causing a huge amount of concern. And it comes as the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders put out a really dire warning, saying that the tariff costs cannot be absorbed by manufacturers here in the UK, and did warn that it's going to face an increase in costs for US consumers. And then, chillingly for people here, said that UK producers may have to review output in the face of constrained demand. Now, the IPPR is warning that over 25,000 direct jobs in the car industry could be at risk due to these tariffs. That's a huge number. Of course, that's across all the manufacturers. And it will be very worrying because, as I say, it's not just people who work directly for these car plants. Here in the West Midlands, car manufacturing is in the blood. It's been such a huge part of this region's history and present. And so many people work in firms that supply these big factories, and also the businesses rely on trade, rely on custom from people who work at the factories. You know, if they don't have their jobs, how will that affect businesses here in Solihull? And that's why there's nervousness now in many towns and cities across the country. And this announcement from Jaguar Land Rover, just a real stark reminder that this is already having an impact.